Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Nigerians, I want to officially welcome you on this great platform right here, MBS Music Base Airplay. You know, we've been talking a lot about, one of the prominent people in Nasarawa State in the person of Honorable Dauda MD right here, right now. Let me welcome you officially to MBS Music Base Airplay, and I'm your man city soldier, aka Google my name. For those of you who have been out there, looking forward to have this great opportunity, I want to officially introduce our mentor, a brother, a leader, and a scholar in our midst right here in the person of Honorable Dauda MD. You are highly welcome on our platform.
Thank you very much, City. It's a pleasure.
I know a lot of people that have heard a lot about you back to back on our platform. They are really yearning to see you in person. And I appreciate this great opportunity. And I will want you right now to introduce yourself more officially, because people of your personality have certain ways of identity that they want to be known with by the public. So you can go on and introduce yourself.
Let me start by appreciating God Almighty for bringing us to where we are today. My name is Honorable Dauda Haya Umar, popularly known as Honorable Dauda MD. I don't want to introduce so far. Let me just leave it here.
Okay.
Yes.
Honorable Dauda MD is actually one personality that has stood behind so many young people in Nasarawa State and Kefi, to be precise, who have gone so many places. He has been there. He's known probably for his great organization called Green Digital Links. Now, there are a lot of people in Kefi and Nasarawa State who have benefited extremely from Green Digital Links. So you set up that organization was a very big development for Kefi and Nasarawa State, and you actually supported so many young people. Can you tell us the motive behind Green Digital Links?
Let me start also by thanking God Almighty, because whatever you conceive in life is a product of what God has decided to bless you with. I was not able to go to school on time. Due to some issues, family issues, I couldn't proceed to university. When I finished my secondary school, I was an applicant, and there was a plan by my father to further my school abroad. But along the line, my father fell sick. He was hypertensive, and from there we started moving from one hospital to the other. He was there for about 9 years.
Wow.
Before he passed on. And before he passed on, there was a time he asked me to go and look for a job, because he's the kind of person who has a passion in education. He wanted us to be educated. He was a civil servant. He does not went to school that far, but he was a civil servant. And it becomes a passion for him, for his children to go to school. And he was not able to get the male children on time until eventually, let me give you an instance. His second daughter, senior my mother.
Wow.
So this is to tell you how long it has taken him to get male child.
Wow.
When he got us, he started even taking us from one school to the other to show us, and so that we can pick interest in education. Sometimes he takes us to successful civil servant and show us these are young boys who went to school, and this is the result of what they have achieved from their educational background. And he wants us to be the same. But unfortunately, that sickness shattered everything. So he told me that, okay, you should go and look for a job. God Almighty will open a way for you. I wanted you to go to university, and I think I can't. So go and look for a job. That was how it started. By the grace of God, after that 9 years of applicantship, that his advice now started
came to reality.
My head, and I now decided to go and start looking for a job. By the grace of God, I was successful to be employed into the central bank. By the grace of God. I don't want to say so much of story. And it was somebody who assisted me. And this person is Katukan Keki, Aliyu Mailiga Katukan. He was the one who assisted me, and I was employed in the central bank by the grace of God.
Wow.
That was how it started. So, I feel my life should be of impact to people.
Wow.
I was in the central bank. Luckily, I became closer to most of the executive staff of Central Bank, the top management staffs of Central Bank. And we used to discuss and chat heart to heart with them. And the experience I gained from them, I feel I shouldn't wait there till I retired in the Central Bank.
Wow.
That was my wish. I say fortunately or unfortunately, during Abacha, he decided that Central Bank should be restructured.
Late General Sani Abacha.
I was rationalized. Not me alone, so many of us.
Wow.
So I left Central Bank. And since then, I have been in the corridor of power from one point to the other, puzzling. Sometimes in life, something occurred to me and I said, it just happened that I should go and further my education.
Wow.
And from that dream, that was how it started. I now went to further my education, though I did diploma in the former CAST, College of Art and Technology, Kepi. So I went for direct entry into the university, and I read sociology. When I finished, I came back. The age is a bit not.
Has gone already.
Yes, I said, how do I go to the civil service again? How do I build a career? Can't.
And you are not the kind of person who want to start changing age.
Yes, that was what.
Wow.
What brought about Green Digital Links.
Oh my God.
I feel I should be somewhere where I will impact the people. And I discover I need to establish something that is not in Kefi. And we established Green Digital Links.
You graduated from National State University, Kefi?
Yes, okay. I graduated from National State University. So Kefi, I read sociology. And from there, I said, okay, let me just do something. And that was what I did.
Wow.
I brought up Green Digital Links International Limited. And we furnished Green Digital Links International Limited with equipments by the grace of God through my struggle. And I brought some of my boys, one of which is Husseini Director. There is one called Amfodio, and so many of them. I brought them, AZ and the rest, so many. And that time I could remember Husseini Director was the person who told me so many things about studio. And when he told me about studio, I picked interest in it. We went to Abuja, I saw one of the studio. I came back and we have to search for people who can train my boys. And I used Lenscom Media in Jos.
Wow.
We took them for training.
Wow.
Husseini Director went for editing. And Fodio went for audio productions. I sponsored that training. They came back, we started. Wow. That was the beginning of Green Digital Links. And we thank God, even you yourself, you are product of Green Digital Links.
In fact, I was just waiting for you to say that before I come out. I have a lot to say.
I am happy, I am proud, I am very happy. From the training, I can see today, Husseini Director, one time I was called from NTA International And they asked me, did I train him? How do we come about him? Because there were so many problems that they were not able to solve. Sometimes they have to bring people from abroad. All the time they spend a lot of money, but we send the director to become a solution to LT International sometimes.
Wow.
In fact, to the extent he become a computer engineer. Wow. All the engineering work that we have to go and look for people from Lagos, from Jos, come and do for us.
He was doing it.
He was doing it.
Wow.
And now I'm not bragging. He can bring up a complete radio and television station.
Wow. And run it successfully.
Yes, he can run it. So give him the contract, he can do it. Wow. I learned that Fodio is there in the custom radio.
Yes.
There are so many of them.
I ran into him.
Yes, there are so many of them. Sharif. It's good. There are so many in Nasarawa State. I cannot be able to. That's why sometimes some people ask me, why am I not contesting? I say, I don't have interest to contest. I don't like contests. They said, am I afraid? I said, why should I be afraid?
You have your calling. From what I can see, you have your calling. And it's not just these people you've mentioned. Let me surprise you.
Let me conclude this.
Okay.
I said I'm not surprised to contest. I am not. If I am to contest, even if it is governor in Nasarawa State, people will be surprised. Because I know the network we have established all over the local governments of Nasarawa State. We have talented boys through Green Digital.
Wow.
Selected talented boys that they can paint white to become black. They can paint black to become white. We have a studio laboratory that we can sit down, script something and change it the way we want, and it can work. And we have demonstrated it.
Wow.
Sometimes ago, during 2011 campaign. Yes. So I'm not afraid of that, but I just don't like it.
It's partly not your calling. You have your calling.
I think so.
You have your calling. Let me surprise you, Honorable. You see, there are a lot of people that you did not even mention. You probably, because of time, or maybe you did not really put them to record.
Certainly.
That we have a lot of people like Slow P. I know you heard about people like Slow P. Slow P is right now in Ghana, is doing so excellently.
That's beautiful.
We have people like Angel Bankis, Angel S. We have Idris Bana, we have OZ. I remember last Sunday I was talking on radio. I told them, the first place myself and OZ we met and we began to work out was in Green Digital Links. When he came with his laptop and was trying to look how your boys can put them through with beats, and that's how we met.
So many of them.
There are so many you cannot count. But for this privilege and opportunity, permit me, you talked about school. I got so overwhelmed when you were talking about your education system. And I can remember vividly when you called me and you told me, City Soldier, you are so talented, go back to school. It's not I can remember why you insisted I should go back to school. You told me to go back to school. And I look at that, why is this man disturbing me to go back to school? I already got a diploma, I feel I can do all the stuff, but he want me to get a degree. Why did you really want me to get this degree? But I went on and I went back to school and graduated as one of the best graduate students. And that's the reason why I wrote a song for Nsuk, Rep Nsuk, and I mentioned your name in that song. I say something about you in that song, and I'm going to play that song on radio one of these days, where, it seems that everybody gave up on me, but you had that hope for me. You stood there and you told me to go to school. My life is going to be better. And I'll be very honest to let you know that my life is extremely better than it was, than I thought it was. So you are a legend, you are a role model right here, right now. And you are not just me, with so many young people in Nasarawa State who have come through you. I'm telling you, they left with one form of impact on the other. Now, Honorable, you have gone far and wide. You have experienced so many things. What are the best ways that you feel, that initiatives that you feel can be created for these young people to be engaged and make their lives to become more better and more useful to themselves and even to the society?
It's a very nice question you ask. You have touched where my life is working towards.
Wow.
Yes. Because I look at myself, I look at all the blessings and the intervention of God that comes to my life. And I am more than 50 now. I feel I don't have so much time again. I can't deceive myself that I have so much. Even if I have 20, if I get to 20 now,
Yeah.
I am 70 already. And I am more than 50.
Exactly.
So if you can see, before I get to 70, it's about
in the next 20 years thereabout.
10 years. 10, 15 years.
Wow.
That is it. So I feel I should give out myself for
Wow.
Nigeria.
Wow.
Because what is happening in Nigeria, we have gotten to the level where we have seen it. It's bad. It's bad. So I feel I've been thinking, what do I do? And I conceived this movement on your government and anti-corruption movement in Africa.
Wow.
Because I want to extend to Africa.
Africa. Whoa.
Because the situation of governance in Africa completely is nothing to talk about. So I feel I should come up with this concept, and the concept is already there. That's why I'm on the.
In fact, yeah, I've been seeing your content lately on social media, on your social media handles. I've been seeing it, especially on your Facebook page, Dauda MD Kefi. Yeah, Dauda MD Kefi. You know, so but you're pushing the whole lot, talking a lot about initiatives. You know, one time I heard you talking about how there can be factories or industries that can produce as low as switches, sockets and stuff and all of that, and how young people can hold the government responsible to do the needful where they can begin to benefit more. So now can you tell us what is behind this movement?
What is behind this movement is just to get a better Nigeria. That is one. Two, issue of unemployment in Nigeria is becoming a thing of concern. We cannot get out of insecurity except if we look at this issue of unemployment critically. If we do not look at it critically, because security starts from the mind.
Whoa.
Unless the mind is sanitized, before somebody will sit in the comfort of his room and talk to himself and say, I should do this or I should not do this.
Wow.
The moment that mind is not sanitized, there is no amount of security you will put in place to block a human being. More especially when his basic needs is not achieved.
Wow.
Sociologically, we believe that every human being has a crimogenic tendency in him.
Whoa.
Yes, that is the truth. It is practical. Whoever is a human being, you can be whatever. You can be malam, you can be pastor, you can be whatever. You can be governor. In fact, if those basic needs is not met in your family, you cannot feed your children and your wife today. In the morning, in the afternoon, you can't. In the evening, you can't. Tomorrow, you can't. Before you know it, sickness comes. The next thing that human being will be thinking is criminal. Because you will be looking for a solution anyway. And the moment a human being gear his attention towards finding a solution to something, certainly God will provide a way for him.
Wow.
It can be good and it can be bad.
I totally agree with you because, you know, whatsoever you want to achieve, as long as you put your mind on it, definitely nothing is going to stop you from achieving it. So it's left for you not either to put your mind in achieving something bad or put your mind in achieving something good, negative or positive.
That is when there is options.
That's where there's options. So now coming back to look at this key center point about the unemployment.
Good.
What are the best solutions or strategies that you feel the government, because you are one official in the governance right now in the country, what are the best ways that you feel can be created for these young people to be engaged and employed?
Thank you very much. I cannot say no, I am not a stakeholder in Nigeria. I'm a stakeholder in Nigeria based on the position I occupy politically and whatever. I'm a stakeholder. But what I see the people at the helm of affairs doing, I don't see them doing the right thing. That is the truth. Because all the empowerment you see in Nigeria, the empowerment system is political. When you said you are giving somebody motorcycle, you are giving somebody this, you are teaching somebody how to go and produce soap, produce
detergents, cream,
all these things,
skill acquisitions.
all these things. For more than 20 years now, they have been training, and there is no impact. Because the moment you train people there is no encouragement. They will just leave it.
Exactly.
You train them where there will be encouragement. What do I mean by encouragement?
Exactly.
Take technology.
Okay.
As an example. The technology in the world has gone far.
Exactly.
There are small machines, just like freezer, that you can keep in your house. You and your wife or you and your brother can be manufacturing nails.
Wow.
There are small machines you can keep at home. You can be manufacturing car filters.
Wow.
There are small machines you can keep at home. You can be manufacturing sockets.
Wow.
There are small machines you can keep at home and be manufacturing electric bulbs. There are small machines you can keep at home and be manufacturing so many things, more than 100,000 things.
Wow. And these are sellable.
Is it that our government cannot do it?
Wow.
All these billions, how much does that cost? And the training of that thing, does it take a long time? 1 week you can do it. They can train you on it, give you the machine, supervise you, and make sure that you do it. The moment you start the manufacturing, you package them and distribute them to the market. We have a very large market in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Why should we be hungry? Why should our youth be there without?
Why should you be important?
These are the kind of things that when you do, in fact, those people working in the government, they will leave government and start joining you. Because before you know it, within 1 year, you have become a millionaire.
Exactly. In fact,
these are what our youth needs. These are what they require.
Now I understand why people like you are going very far in the system, because you understand the mechanisms. Now that you're talking right now, I'm beginning to see why a lot of people tag Nigeria the good old days. You know, everybody want to talk about the good old days. What about the new good days? Nobody's talking about that. But I feel with such kind of initiatives that you are bringing right now, these strategies right here, where these young people can be empowered. Maybe in our next interaction with you, we're going to be looking more on making estimates, you know, on some of these machines, technologies. You just talk about the machines, how some of them can be acquired, and the number or capacity or the volume of young people that can be absorbed within that particular network right now. So, but let's come back to look at what you're talking about on your government and anti-corruption movement. Because organ. Because I look at it more like we are driven in a particular society that is worse than it was before. You know, it's worse than it was before. So it's more like we once had an illiterate generation, and then we had a better society in the past. But now we are having more like we are having a literate society, and then we are having a literate generation, and then we are having a bad society. So that illiterate or primitive generation in the past that had a better society, comparing to our present generation that is more like a literate generation, a learned generation, and is having a bad society. How do you see the movement of Own Your Government and anti-corruption movement working this out, figuring this out, addressing this ideology?
It's a very simple strategy. You see, unless you agree that this thing is yours before you can take charge.
Okay.
When you said you don't care about it, then anybody can malhandle it.
Exactly.
Unless Nigerians understand that government is theirs.
Okay.
That is what I mean by own your government.
Okay.
You should understand that this government is like your company.
Okay.
This company, government, all the resources they are generating, it is the product of the company that belongs to us. The president, the vice president, the governors, the ministers, whoever in the government, they are just like employees of the masses. So unless you understand that this thing is yours and you take charge, what do I mean by take charge? Nigerians have to now say no to corruption.
Exactly.
Whoever that is there that is corrupt and you have seen, if he is immune, you can leave him. You can question him and leave him. When he finishes his tenure,
Finish
you can
his
handle it. We
immunity.
Nigerians who are going to sue him to the court, and we follow it up. We will sue him to the court and follow it up. And we can ask ICPC, EFCC to take charge.
Since the immunity is no
And we
longer
watch
there.
it. We watch it as if we are watching our property. Somebody has stolen your property and you take him to the court. Will you relax? You will not relax.
Exactly.
So we will have to follow it up. Unless if there is an umbrella, there is a voice that stands for Nigerians. Before that kind of thing can be.
So I'm trying to relate that to your professionality academically.
Okay.
You know, being the fact that you are a sociologist. Now I'm looking at that from coming from the perspective and ideology of revolution of the mind. So it's more like the movement that you're trying to push right now is to revolutionize the minds of Nigeria.
Certainly.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay.
I'm a sociologist and we believe in morality. That's why in governance, you have to balance between the basic need and long-term aspiration.
Okay.
The short-time needs of the people. People must have to eat.
Exactly.
People must have to drink. You must have to provide opportunity for people where they will have to go and exercise and make ends meet.
Exactly.
Before you go to other things.
Wow.
You must have to balance it. If you do not balance it, human being can never see reason. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. You can see how the prices of things is skyrocketing in the market. Nobody cares.
Wow.
That is very unfortunate. You go to the market today, you buy something 500, you come next time, in the next 3 days, it has
Gone
changed to
twice or
800.
thrice. Yes.
Before you know it has gone to 3,000. In fact, there are things we buy last year, 450,000 now, it's 450 naira. But now it's 3,500. Difference of about 3,100. Whenever Hausa people said, idan ka ga na bera, haka za ka ga na daddawa. Daddawa da wari, shi yasa bera shi ma ke bin shi. One,
What does that mean?
we the masses, we have our own problem too.
Okay.
Look at look at the balance here. Most of the people complain that this fuel subsidy removal is the problem.
Yeah.
They said dollars exchange rate is a problem. Okay. Fuel prices, is it changing every day? Is it changing upward every day? Why is it that if you go to the market, prices change every day?
Exactly.
It is us. When you say it is exchange rate, is exchange rate changing every day? Upward? No. But why is prices of things changing
Going
every day?
upward every day.
We are the masses. There are people are within us
Sabotaging the system.
sabotaging the system. But what problem I'm seeing from the government? Why is government silent? Government has to change them. Government is for regulation. Government doesn't have to allow this happen. What is the need? What is the work of the police? What is the work of the army? What is the work of the DSS and all of the rest of these security institutions?
Wow. And
They have to follow.
This is the reason why we're looking at revolutionizing the minds of the people. That reminds me a lot of the words of people like late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe in the early 1960s, who talks about, the Renaissance Africa. He said Africa must undergo the age of Renaissance, the age of reformation, the age of the rebirth of knowledge, the age of rethinking, the age of revolutionary enlightenment of the mind. Your mind must be enlightened before you can be able to know exactly the decision to make, before you can become a determinant of your decisions. I've been thinking that we don't have scholars these days You know, all the scholars we have that are in the past, that have died ages ago, decades ago. You know, we don't have people with new ideology. But I'm seeing what you're coming up with right now to become like one of an ideology that has to be talked about, that has to reach out to so many Nigerians and make them part of this movement. What are the strategies you're putting in place to carry Nigerians along?
We have a lot of strategy. I know. I have talked so many times in my position, the position I occupy. You see, there is not absolute volunteer in life.
Okay.
There is not.
Okay.
When you said this is a volunteer, you are just deceiving yourself. When you want to understand that God is our creator, Muslim believe that, Christian believe that.
Exactly.
But why is it that we have to pray to God because He has to do something for us? If not because God has something to do for us, we wouldn't have been praying. Human being.
Oh, whoa.
We wouldn't.
I can get that.
Somebody is praying to God because he wants God to intervene into his affairs. Somebody is praying because he wants to go to paradise or he wants to go to heaven. These are the two things. Why we pray? Behind every action of human being, there must be a motive.
Exactly.
So I believe the strategy we have a strategy where we'll be using it, bringing in people, empowering them gradually.
Okay.
Gradually, as we grow, we'll go into we'll go into empowering people with this modern technology and training them.
That's my point.
We will do that.
That's my point.
That is the change we want to bring to Nigeria.
Whoa, this is huge. That is my point. I am looking forward to see you as a person who has started a very good work in the lives of people.
Certainly, you must have to start from somewhere.
Yes, in the lives of people.
Journey.
Exactly. In the lives of people coming up right now with this new movement, I can see a new face of Nigeria in what you are trying to do right now. And I am so much passionate in love with what you just say right now, coming up with technology, getting modern technology, or how to empower these young people and give them a life to live again. When you impact them, you are not just impacting them for themselves, but for the safety and for the usefulness of the society. What is your final words to Nigerians that are listening to you right now?
My final word to Nigerians is that most of us, we have been discouraged because of the system. You see this government, you are thinking that this government will come and change Nigeria. It will not change. Instead of remaining where you are, you find out that you have changed negatively bad.
Oh my God.
Another government will come, negativity will still add. Not that the leaders doesn't want it, but the strategies the leaders are using and the people around them
are not helping.
Problem, are not helping matter. That is the truth. So what I am calling Nigerians is let them queue under this umbrella so that we can talk with one voice. That's why I call it the office of the masses and the voice for the people.
Oh, whoa.
Ogam.
That's like a slogan.
The office of the masses and the voice of the people. At least before I die, I should see that the rate of unemployment in Nigeria has fallen down drastically. We will join hand by the grace of God with the government and achieve it. There will be no violence. And it is obvious that strike, the protest, it is obvious that protest is not going to work in Nigeria. Because you can see how the protest is. We can't protest. It is one of the major that you can change the direction of government. But we cannot change the direction of government with that. These are the brainwork that we want to put in place. Diplomatically, we and the people at the helm of affairs will come and salvage the country and make it a very befitting country for all of us, and we will all enjoy. Them they will
without fighting, without protest,
because you can see how the politicians suffer. Every contact they make is money. The masses need money from them. They don't need anything. Where is the money? They have to pack the money. They are not happy too. The leaders are not happy.
Whoa.
I am there. I know it. We are not happy. Every contact you make with your people, they need money from you. Where is the money going to come from? You have to steal. So it is circulating. We are chopping ourselves. They are not happy. We are not happy. So let's create a better society where they will be happy. Will be happy.
Happy.
Dependency ratio, the moment it comes down, they will be happy. Nobody will ask them money.
Exactly.
It is only good relationship that will be going on.
Exactly.
And we will be going, the people will be occupied with so many activities, things will be working out. Opportunities will be there. Nobody, except if you don't want money, if you need money, there are places you can go and do even small jobs and get something a day or tomorrow, except
if you are a lazy
how
person.
some other countries.
And that's it's more like having a renewed hope system.
Yes.
System that will renew the hopes of Nigeria.
Yes.
Just like what you say, so many Nigerians have lost hope in the system. So it's more like we are coming right now. You are championing a movement that will renew the hope of Nigerians, that will give them a better sense and perception of governance, that will make them understand that, look, you are not left alone, but you have to be held responsible and you have to sit responsible. Wow, this is a very big one right here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I told you earlier on, our next discussion is going to be all about what are these mechanisms, what are these things that we are going to be doing. The organ on your government and anti-corruption movement is trying to do, how to begin to engage these young people, begin to teach them. I love the aspect of teaching them skills like production of sockets, bulbs, switches, and all of these things. We need to become like the Western people by our act, not our voices alone, not with our lips, but our act. This is how far we can go right now till we get back to you in our next interaction. Initially, I thought this discussion is just going to be for MBS Music-based airplay, but eventually it's too massive and too wide for just MBS Music-based airplay. So we're going to be having replicant of this on MBS Campus Gist on 92.5 FM Kefi. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm your man, City Soldier. Thank you.